G'day and welcome to the NZ Sprint Bowl here at Meremere. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, trackside, and welcome to everybody watching around the world. It is round number 4 of the PSP New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championship, also brought to you by Lucas Oils and Mouthfresh Toothpaste. We're in qualifying round number 2 for the Group B category. Sam Tweedy and new navigator Felicity Bates out on track at the moment. So we've had qualifying 1, obviously. Everybody just that feel the lap, all fairly slow, all fairly sedate. But as I said, welcome to the NZ Sprint Bowl, Meremere. We are about an hour south of the main city here in the North Island of New Zealand in Auckland. I'm Cavey. Joining me today in commentary, Slim.
Hey,
welcome again, mate.
Oh, look, mate, it's a pleasure to be back after letting you fly solo in Wanaka, mate. It was great to be give you a week off. And now we're back together, mate. So it's great to be here. And, man, these guys are going to put on a show if qualifying 1's anything to go by.
Yeah, look, Sam Tweedy just towards the end there, he just biffed the island heading through the finish timing loop. So Sam Tweedy just a little bit hot in the dilemma machine. Well, he's come into the pits there pretty warm as well. But as we said, qualifying around at number 2, some 24, 25 vessels here today. Good news is that Sam Newdick has got, in the unlimited category, has the engine back together again after driving the Old Firm Window Systems boat of Glen Head last time down at Wanaka. Our next boat to face the starter will be 2 abreast. Great to see Donna Thompson back in behind the wheel, of course, this year and later last year. She's been navigating for Cy Gibbons. Cy's down on the South Island, North Canterbury, taking the day off. He's got a wedding to attend. So great to see Donna Thompson. Tracy sitting in alongside 2 registered nurses out of Wanganui. So Tracy and Donna, well, I'll tell you what, these 2 girls are great to hang around with, mate.
I'll tell you what, man, they certainly were catching up with them before racing today, KV, and Donna's taking a different attitude today because she's got a different person in the boat with her, so she's looking forward to this. I love the colour of the overalls. Check those out, folks. Nice, bright pink overalls. And they'll go okay today, mate. An all-female crew to give these boys a run for their money. Yeah,
look, Donna Thompson has been around the sport for a number of years, and then she had to take a little bit of time off. She had young Daisy. Daisy's sort of getting a little bit older now, so she can get in behind the wheel. So that different role today after a couple of years from not being behind the wheel, of course doing the navigational duties, now in behind the wheel. And her first run this morning was good. This one, you would think that she has been behind the wheel all the time, that she hasn't had that hiatus. So fantastic to see Donna Thompson back out on track.
Yeah, no, she's going very smooth and gets her a nice clear round. A lot of clapping going up here. Great time, 51.889 for them. So they'll be really happy with that. KV, yeah, and they look pretty sharp in that first run too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just waiting for our next boat to face the starter. That'll be John Very and Millie Simmons.
Now, absolutely no pressure on these guys today, mate. You know they're my favourites in Group B. I talked these guys up, and having a chat with Jono and Millie just after driver's briefing this morning, and I said, look, guys, there's absolutely no pressure. And Millie said, Slim, she said, I've got a confession. She said, I had a dream last night. She said, I reckon we're going to go the wrong way twice, but we're still going to win. So that's all I wanted to hear.
That's a really interesting conversation to have, because sometimes if you don't speak those conversations or those dreams out loud, my view is that those thoughts can manifest themselves.
That's right.
So maybe by speaking out loud, that will not be the case for Millie Simmons.
Well,
John O'Very.
Hopefully that comes through.
Hopefully. But so John O'Very, interesting. When I had a chat with him last night, I said, Jono, you know, your first year behind the wheel, I'm pretty impressed with the way you're going, and I must admit I'm somewhat surprised at how well you are going. He said, don't tell anybody. He said, I'm a bit surprised myself. So, but he's been building in confidence right throughout the season, and expect to see some big things from him today.
Yeah, I think you're quite right there, mate. He's one of these guys that sort of gets in the boat and they analyse. He's a great analyst of the sport. Loves it, like you say. Was a navvy in a super boat for a little while, and then getting behind the wheel now of a Group B boat. But He'll be fine, mate, and a nice run there. That's a great time, 50.295 for them. So they'll be pretty happy after their first time. So they've knocked 5 seconds off their qual 1 time, so they'll be ecstatic with that.
Yeah, when you compare your qualified ones, you sit there and go 5 seconds, and then that next couple of seconds is hard fought to drop that from there. So, but as we know, you can't win the race in the early qualifying rounds. These guys just getting the data in the engines, getting the oil, the temperatures, all of those things up and going. So it'll be Bryce Barron coming out next. So these guys in their early qualifying run, as we said, everyone got around there very nice. So Bryce Barron out of Carter and Kylie Barron doing the navigational duties.
A lot of early animation here too, KV, from the navies. I noticed in the first round, it was almost like you're doing your stretches, right? So the hands were slowly starting to warm up. As you can see now from these early boats on the water for round 2, that the navigation is starting to get a lot more animated and a lot more strict. So
yeah, as the adrenaline of the day kicks in, you will see that in some vessels. In other ones, you'll see, because they're confident with them, instead of the arm navigating all the time out the front, they'll have had a chat with one another and they'll be determining at what part of the course are we having problems. That's the only time I'll put my hand up. So it's an interesting way how different teams approach it. And of course, with the in-helmet communication, you've got the verbal, you've got the hand signals, and the better the driver and navigator work together, quicker the times, closer to the podium.
Yeah, no, dead right, and that's a great time for them too, 50.064. So, it's starting to get a little bit interesting. Early qual 2, early qual, as Chewy just holds them up there in the ramp to get our next one out, which should be Chris Rasmussen and Holly Sutherland all the way from New Plymouth. So, and now these guys parked next door to Sean and Faye Rice down there in the pits, and I caught up with them just a little while ago, and a lot of fire in the belly from this team, mate. They've podiumed a couple of times already, so they won't be looking to get anyone else on that podium. They want to get that top step, mate. They want to get that top step. And
I'll tell you what, to be able to knock Carl Beaver off in this Group B category at the moment is going to be, they say that that first win to knock that champion off the top, the man who's leading the championship, is always the hardest. But once you've had the first win, once you've stepped on top of that podium, it just becomes easier and easier.
That's right.
You've gone through that mental block. You've made that step, and it'll be interesting to keep an eye on the Venom machine out on water today, and beautifully prepared vessel.
Yeah, it's looking sharp too, and this I must say, KB, this track here at the NZ Sprint Bowl Meremere is looking absolutely fantastic. There was a lot of work gone into it. I don't know if you touched on it in your pre-match there, but a lot of work gone onto it during the week. They had diggers, and in fact, an interesting point, they actually had the track empty, and the trucks, you can see on the corner they're coming around now, all that dirt was removed there, and they actually had the trucks driving on the dirt. That's how dry this track is. I don't know if you get some shots there from our live stream of actually the grass surrounding the area, but great time, 51.535. And the big trucks here in there, and that's how hard the soil was underneath. So a lot of work's gone into getting this into absolute pristine nick. And I didn't believe it used to be an old speedway track, mate.
Yeah, many moons ago. So
was I live then, or was it like?
No, that was around about my age group, I think.
Yep.
But, so we've got a little speedway out here, and out the back, from in front of commentary, as you're looking at it on the live stream, there's a drag strip out the back there, and then you've got the drift cars up there, and you've got Hampton Downs just up the road. So this is a mecca for motorsport here in New Zealand,
and of course,
in such a small area.
Of course, the V8s here at Hampton Downs this year, not in Pukekohe. They're down here, and I think it's Anzac weekend, due to Pukekohe not being able to get noise consent up there because they had another event on. So it's all down here in Hampton Downs.
Right, okay.
So it's going to be great for the area too. It was really good. Of course, moved away from Hamilton. They used to have this ITM Sprint down here in Hamilton, back to Pukekohe, and now they're going, we got it back.
Yep.
so
they're all pretty happy. Sam Gray, Mike Allen out on track from all the way down there in Masterton.
Great place.
Well, I think here today, what we're going to see with this particular track is this is one of the fastest jet sprint courses in the world, because you've got some really long opportunities for these boats to really get up to the top amount of pace, which means that the crews have got to work a lot on getting the nozzle size right. So you get that wrong and you're in all sorts of trouble. So with the nozzles, You change a nozzle, you get higher top end. You change it the other way, you get more drivability out of the corner. So here, you want that nozzle wide open, massive top end. So trying to work that out and get that nuance between top end and cornering is going to be difficult.
57.007 there for Sam Gray and Mike Allen. KV, what happens? Do you have to flip a coin to see which one you do, mate, or do you just pick it up on how it goes?
What a lot of these guys and girls will do is they'll make a decision in these early qualifying rounds. Part of the problem is if you make a decision and you make 3 decisions, you change a nozzle, change the size of a fin, and you change the pitch of an impeller, all of a sudden you've changed 3 things. Which of those 3 things helped? Which of those 3 things sent you backwards? So it is a combination of experience, experimentation, and wait and see.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Hey, I just see the ladies up here talking to our rotation team, so they're just getting a bit of clarification on track details. So do you think we could have a chat?
Yeah, they're just having a chat up here, so we'll see what's going on in a minute. But we'll see Carl Beaver, of course, leading the Group B category at the moment. His first run out this morning, he actually went wrong way. So, but he went out. All guns are blazing, and but now we're in qualifying round number 2. He and Jay will have certainly sorted that discussion out. They would have sat down and...
Yeah, I think they would have too, mate. See, they got a lead from the front, right? They're already leading their points, so it's not the sort of boat you want to see going the wrong way. But as I've learned in this sport, because I'm still pretty new to it, mate, anything can go wrong to absolutely anybody at any time, right?
No doubt about that. From just a bit of a racetrack error, clipping the inside of a tyre, running it too wide, then you've got all the mechanical, electrical issues. The boat setup, there are so many components into this. Carl Beaver, Jay Amon there with a 49.839, straight to the top of the table in front of Bryce Barron. So just casting our eyes down there to see who is coming up next, see if we've gone through. No, Hayden Wilson will not be taking any further part in the day in the white noise machine. They had an issue down at Wanaka, Tim Edhouse just about to come, but Hayden Wilson, white noise, has thrown an oil pump, and when he went out during qualifying round number 1, the engine didn't sound right, and again, they're 2 long trips that he's had in 2 rounds for no result. Oh,
that's absolutely devastating, and yeah, thoughts go out to the team there. That's hard luck indeed. But you know, KV, as we say, sometimes that is racing. And they can't know because you don't test these boats before you get here, and they run it up, and so you don't really have until this morning. And then so no good. So,
well, of course you can. A lot of people say, why don't you test these boats on a river? The shallower tracks here, what they do is it changes as they go through the water. It changes the aspect of how the water works. So you put these on a big, wide open lake, and you can't get true data and true information of what's going on. So as much as they can test how the boat is running, there is very limited. Otherwise, you've got to have the full safety crew. You've got to have the St John's here.
Exactly, yeah.
So this is where the test and tune track days that they run various parts of the countries that compete in jet sprinting really comes to the fore. But trying to develop all of that, difficult out in the lake.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see Tim and Debbie Edhouse out there going really well at the moment.
They went wrong way.
Oh, and I put the commentator's curse on them, mate, the Liquid Addiction team. They were going fantastic, and a bounce through there to pick up the weight they left and come through with a time of 57.604.
I'll point something out up here, mate. So where he came across the track when he was meant to go back up the middle there,
where he
right?
went the wrong way.
When he went the wrong way, he came back straight over here. That apex, as you're coming down the back straight, that apex is impossible to see until you are on it because of the height of that island there.
Right, gotcha.
So as soon as they get into there, it's very easy to just go, right, I've made the apex, switch the brain off.
Oh,
that's why we've seen a couple of them come this way and miss that middle chute.
And that's the tricky part. Yeah, we talked in our commentary pre-brief before, mate. That's going to be, there's 2 different parts, 2 tricky parts of the track. That you've nailed it, mate, is one that we're going to have to watch out for today, because that's where it's going to go wrong. Hey, it's time to have a boogie, mate. That means a change in class.
We are heading into the Group A as our rescue crew go and rescue an errant tyre.
X, you can shake a bit of a move.